So now we're moving on to our single arm cable row. Right, so for this, we have increased the stability in the bands. Right, we've changed the base of support, and the person has to be upright, so utilising a lot more of their trunk. Okay, so all we're going to do is get our model to jump in, Matt. So he's going to utilise his right hand. Right, so the opposite foot will go forward in his stance to what he has holding the cable. He's going to shuffle back a little bit further until he's got tension on the pulley. His weight should be shifted slightly onto the front leg, back foot back a little bit further, and on this of the toe. So bring onto the toe, weight on that front leg. Other hand should just remain on his head, right, to keep his balance. Again, it should be full stretch. Initiating movement from the shoulder, pulling back the shoulder first. Elbow wide. Good. All the way back. Good. So full stretch. Shoulder first, initiating movement. Scapula coming towards the cervical spine. To get a more forward contraction, we can add some small rotation. So as he pulls back toward the end of the contraction, he can slightly rotate his body towards the pulling arm. So pulling back, initiate. Good. Stop. Go all the way out. All the way out. All the way out. Shoulder back. So forget about twisting it. Pull your shoulder back first. That's it. Pull. That's it. Good. All the way out. Again, initiate shoulder. Good. So with this rotation, we get a much fuller retraction of the scapula, utilising more of the muscles. Again, we're going to use a lot more of the trunk. Good and relax. Key things to watch out for, or common errors, will be the spinal position where people arch too far back, or they use momentum to try and swing the cable to generate force to move the cable. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to a variation of our single arm cable row. We've now moved the pulley to a high position, so we're going to go from a high to a low position. So Matt, I'll get you to jump in. Okay, so same setup as before. So it should be the opposite leg foot forward to the hand that's got the cable. So from there, hand on the hip with the opposite hand, around behind. From here, same thing's going to happen. We're going to initiate a movement from the scapula, pulling through the chest side and standing. Good, all the way up. Shoulder movement. Good. So we're changing the angle of the fibers that we're utilising. So stopping there, I'll get you to change your grip. So, yep, that's it. Keep elbow a lot closer to the body. So initiate a movement, shoulder, coming in, stopping there. So down the bottom, he should finish there. His humerus should be a little bit more in line with his trunk, and he can rotate slightly toward the end. So again, all the way out. Good. Slower. All the way out. Shoulder first, keeping it close. Good. Right, so that's our neutral grip. Right, high to low. Change the angle of the fibers that's being utilised. So the next position we're moving into is, again, single arm cable row variation. We're going from a low to a high position. So split stance, base head up a little bit. Right, so your hand will start low. Again, initiating the movement from the shoulder, pulling back and close, turning the body toward the end. Good and relax. This time up a little bit higher at the elbow. Good. Control back down. Good. That's better. Good. So for this position, we're utilising a lot more of the higher portions in our row, changing the angles of the fibres in the way that they're utilised.